Hi there, I'm Jonathan Kydd. I want to talk about REFS. Now, as usual, they're coming in for a lot of stick, Clattenburg, Halsey and Atkinson in particular at the moment, for making contentious decisions that obviously affect a tightly contested game, which is, in fact, so many of the games in the Premier and Champions League, which are the games under the spotlight, as it's them that are seen by us all, as they're the ones featured on the box, obviously. And the ref's decision can be the difference between teams staying in the division or going down, obviously, or even winning the title or cup, with all the financial rewards and sackings that go hand in hand with success and failure. And of course, they ignore the technology available from the TV, other than little microphones and headsets, and rely on themselves and their assistants. In the Champions League and the Europa, we now have the addition of a man in tights, because he just stands there, so needs all the thermal protection he can get, no running around required to stand on the goal line, to help with penalty incidents and the ball over the line, though, forgive my observations, they appear, like the fourth official, to do absolutely fuck all. The usual strange FIFA-led argument is that we should just accept the refs' myopic or ridiculous or inconsistent behaviour as, to paraphrase their bewildering pronouncements, to debate a ref's decisions is part and parcel of the joy of watching the game. To tear a ref apart for incompetence is to be involved in the essence of football, as refs are only human and make mistakes, and we should all accept that that is what makes this such a fascinating game. We can all shake our heads in disbelief and laugh at such stupidity when we can see how ludicrous their decision actually is. And to apply technology to make the ref's decision-making easier will be deny this advantage to the team playing on, for example, Hackney Marshes. I mean, of course, this is bollocks, because since if you applied the Hackney Marshes theory properly, we'd be having Premier League games reffed by someone's mate or one side's manager, as that always happened to me whenever I played Sunday football. The ref frequently never turned up or ran away when someone threatened to knife him after he made an offside decision with no linesman. But I admit I'm being a bit flip here. No, what FIFA seem to miss is that anyone who watches any football on the telly will be aware when there are TV cameras involved and we can see the minutiae of every decision over and over again from every conceivable angle, to leave it just to the ref just doesn't create debate, it creates hatred and accusations of total incompetence. You don't just make a kind of, ha, poor old Clattenburg, he got it wrong noise when he fails to send Wayne Rooney off for elbowing James McCarthy in the face. You ask what the fuck is going on and question his competence for continuing to referee, and the media go berserk, as do the managers. And when Mark Halsey deems Alan Hutton's shirt-pulling deny Wolves the chance to score, and he's in the 6-yard box and there's no one else about, it's only a yellow card, Mr. Halsey is called to book for his ridiculous decision. Imagine the breathing space given to him if he had the opportunity, as they do in rugby or cricket, to refer this for 30 seconds to a fourth official, which could be easily wound into the fabric of the game. So there must be TV judgment, which could actually be achieved by just speaking to the fourth official who has a set. And that could be the fourth official's role. At the moment, all the fourth official, frequently a top ref, wasted, does is to put the board up for time added on and subs, and check whether the sub has proper footwear and isn't wearing his platinum Walkman or multi-studded watch to come out and play in. Oh yeah, and stop the manager from leaving his box, which they never seem to manage because they always just wander off the touchline, and check a list to see if the same player who went off hasn't come on again and they aren't playing 12 aside. And of course he does act as a kind of bin device for the manager to dump his frustrations into. So basically what I'm saying is that he does naff all, doesn't he? So why doesn't he just run a quick eye over the same footage that we're getting and respond accordingly? It would take seconds, and like at cricket or rugby matches, we wait while some suitable or appropriate music is played. If it's a sending off, like the theme from Teletubbies, if it's an overweight player who's eaten all the pies. Anyone from Blackpool, for example, whose very baggy outfits seem to exaggerate their waistlines. Or the Rocky theme, if it's Wayne Rooney who's just elbowed someone in the side of the head. Or the Jaws theme tune, if someone has dived. I mean, obviously a decision going wrong does have its lighter moments, like Arsene Wenger kicking bottles over, or Lennon and McCoy squaring up to each other, or Fergie bouncing up and down as if someone had stuffed a couple of itching powder down his shirt. But here I am talking about a fourth official being a final arbiter. Now, haven't spoken about the lines persons. Since the Sean Massey sexism debacle, they must no longer be linesmen, of course. Mind you, they're not linos anymore either, are they? I like them being linos, short and sharp. Oi, lino, you're shit! There's a nice ring to it, but no, they're now assistant referees. Oi, assistant, you're shit! Sounds as if you're in a shop and someone's avoiding serving you or has stood on your foot whilst helping you on with a jacket. And this brings up a point related to my experience as a ref. I've been a ref. I've ref because I got a tenner at a time and I paid my expenses. If I did it 5 times a week, which I did, I had money left over to take my girlfriend out for dinner. Mind you, she chucked me because I was reffing too much. The stories of people threatening me and my desire to debate offsides and dirty tackles wasn't ever in her remit as to what she wanted in a boyfriend. The cruel harpy. Anyway, I digress. But my experience of running the line, you were asked to run the line as well as ref at this grade 3 as it was then. And you were treated very much as a second-class citizen. The number of times I was told only to do ball in and out of play and offside by some bloke whose decision-making, which I watched from the sidelines, was laughable, who really needed all the help he could get. Because the lines person has a different angle and should be constantly consulted, even if the ref thinks he got it right. He or she on the line is an extra pair of eyes whose opinion must be taken into account. But I detect fear in some assistant refs' eyes or body language. They're clearly assistants, despite being qualified refs. I mean, the man in the middle can overrule them, but the number of times the liner waits for the ref's decision before flicking his flag up. And I wonder if it's still the same I'm in charge mentality that I experienced that prevents them from acting as a team. In rugby, the lino's an active ref, not just a lino. We never see linos in football become top refs. It's as if the lino isn't good enough to make it to becoming the man in the middle. The sight of a rugby lino walking onto the pitch to make his point with the ref always makes me realise that the team of linos and refs in rugby is completely equal. There's a strength in this body language. The ref always approaches his assistant in football, and let's be frank, the lino in football always looks a bit of a dick. Despite the fitness test they have to do to be fit enough to run the line, some have eaten all the pies and, let's face it, aren't quite up with the run of play now the ball is whisked backwards and forwards by super fit footballers who are younger than them who ping it backwards and forwards. So a solution would be to have an elite group of refs who all swap the reffing and line running activities about. So you could have a game with Phil Dowd in the middle and Mark Clattenburg on one line and Mark Halsey on the other, and then change them all about for the next game. Now that way we'd have more respect for the dream team of officials and would not deny them a few moments to discuss the incident. The players would have to behave better as well, as they feel surrounded by refs with whom they were familiar. I'm warming to this, all top refs and TV technology, and refs having to explain their decisions at the end of a game. Mind you, you wouldn't need that, would you? Because if there was TV technology, they would have got it wrong.